Testing.
All right,
One.
it's picking. I saw it picking up.
You might want to mute the TV. We can kind of hear the Skyrim thing.
Alright. Looks like we're all good to go, so let's get this going.
Alright.
Hello, everybody. This is Shadow Dwellers Podcast, episode number 1. First one ever. So we'll start the introductions right out the bat. So I am Cole Train. And then we have over here.
Hello, everybody. I am Davis, the Game Lord.
And then after that,
I am Charlie, the Ninja Princess.
there you go.
Oh, God.
And last but not least,
Phil.
there you go.
Psycho Knight.
Yeah, so now you got a good idea of our personalities right off the bat. One who doesn't say much of anything at all. One who's all about princess. Got a country guy.
Hell yeah!
And then you got your Lord and Savior over here, Coltrane. So let's get this going.
Oh,
Alright.
God.
Alright, so. Alright, so this podcast is going to be all about all different kinds of subjects. Yes, we're going to talk about Shadow Dwellers, which is the name of our personal project. We've all come together. Our little
Which is
manga project.
awesome.
Very awesome. Which self-publishing. We've been hard at work at for quite a while.
And we worked our freaking asses off.
We got some other group members of the group, mainly who are basically our illustrators, hard at work at it. Still got some time to go, so we can't can't really talk too much about it, which is unfortunate. But hopefully, once we start getting this thing done, start getting some copies, and start getting this out there for y'all, because it's been something that
We all want for y'all to read and share and take on with y'all for the rest of y'all's miserable lives.
well,
Damn.
well, geez, talk about getting a fan base together. I mean, seriously.
I'm just playing, y'all, just for the rest of y'all awesome
Yeah.
lives.
So we'll talk a little about it, little mentions here and there, but
I'll be back.
oh jeez. But like I said, not too much unfortunately. But we'll also show off some artwork that we'll put on our little Patreon page. So if you ever want to check out that stuff, support us, which will be greatly appreciated. Any type of support is always great from anybody. You can always go to Patreon, the Shadow Dwellers manga, and
always, please, guys, we need the support on Patreon, please. We've been posting stuff on Patreon for quite some time, and we need all of y'all support.
We want that money. We need that. We need that money.
Don't worry, it's going to the project. Okay?
If you don't give me that money, I'm gonna come looking for you.
Well, knowing you, I mean, you got a gun in your hand, you probably will. Alright, but we got multiple different types of topics. Mainly, you're going to be hearing nerdy topics. So if that's what y'all into, you come to the right place. It's going to be things like other animes that we like to talk about, or
Video
maybe just
games.
Absolutely video games. I mean, hell, we literally got one playing right now next to us, and movies. Maybe some comic books every now and then, and maybe maybe, and then
maybe even some music. Who knows? Maybe.
Yeah. You never know. This is
Maybe
gonna be...
some rap music, too.
No.
we'll discuss that at some point. Yeah. Anywho, this is definitely going to be a wide range of topics we're going to talk about, but we will start off every now and then about our little project, try and tell you a little bit about it, but of course not spoil it as said before. So instead of beating this horse any longer, let's get to the first freaking topic. Davis, this is the one that you came up with, so how about you start us off?
Alright, this here topic that we are all going to discuss are movies that we like, but everyone else hates. Critics, your friends, family, hell, even your dog might hate.
Yeah.
Mine is Michael Bay's Pearl Harbor.
There you go. That's actually a pretty good topic right off the bat. So, why on earth is that so good for you, buddy?
Well, I wouldn't say it's so good. But I mean,
is it
I
a
do
guilty
like.
Pleasure?
I mean, yeah, I would say probably guilty pleasure. I like the movie. Yeah, I mean, I honest to God hate that goddamn love story. But when the attack starts and when it actually is, as a war movie, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I mean, Michael Bay was able to capture, the dread and the suspense during the attack.
Action.
Yeah, all the action.
There's
yeah.
a reason why he's known as an action director.
Yeah, but he did get some of like the dread and suspense in some moments. He did.
Yeah,
He did.
some moments.
He did, and I know the movie sucks. And Ben Affleck and what's his nuts didn't really help it.
Josh Hartnett.
Is that who he was?
The other
Then,
main
yeah,
actor?
no.
Yeah.
And whoever the hell the
Which is
woman was.
unfortunate because those two technically aren't really actually bad actors. So
No, they're good actors.
They've
They've had bad roles, really bad roles.
Well,
When
yeah,
they fuck
exactly.
Up, they fuck up bad.
I mean, ultimately in the end, an actor can only do so much if the director can't really, get what they can out of an actor, or the screenplay is just so, poorly set up for them. It's like they have to work with what they got, but whatever. I mean, it's like one of the few movies that got well, since it's a Michael Bay film, it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny that because of his,
it started his downfall.
it's like they can start a downfall, and they also can kind of get your popularity up temporarily for a little bit, and then it's like, and now you're done. And now you're done. Which it can happen. No, for Affleck, no, what was really hard for him at that time was, what was that? Jiggly, I think was? Or Gigi? It was a really terrible movie. Let's just leave it at that.
I know. I've never even heard of it, so I don't want to.
It's not even worth it. It's gotten Razzies.
And not to mention Daredevil.
Yeah, he had a rough time there. And Josh Hartnett never actually. I mean, he has been in some crappy movies, but I mean, the dude freaking. Another reason why he doesn't typically see him very often is because he doesn't actually go out of his way that often to go for roles.
And the man was overly dramatic in this movie.
Oh, Jesus.
To be honest, that's a Michael Bay direction. That's a little.
Yeah, but no, I know it's bad. I don't think it's a good movie at all, but I like it.
Hey, but at least the typical way that he makes his films, with his military subplots and stuff like that, since the movie was pretty much all about the military, he had to throw in a different type of subplot. Of course, basically.
To quote the nostalgic critic on this, he was trying to make money off of the whole Titanic thing. How they were able to make money off of teary-eyed women. They're making it for testosterone-filled man penis. That's what he said.
Why is it that when I was about to drink my soda, you just had to make me lose my thirst? Why is it?
It's what we do.
What is wrong with you damn men?
Sexist. Alright. Who's next? I've said all I can about that movie.
Yeah, it was about.
My turn.
Yeah. Alright.
Excuse me.
How about it?
Okay, the movie that I hate.
That you like, that everyone else hates. That's what it is.
The movie. Thank you for reading. The movie that I like, that everyone hates. I know none of y'all are a fan. All y'all are a fan of Mortal Kombat live action movie or Dead or Alive.
Oh no! Oh,
Perfect.
No.
Perfect. Here we go. All right, Charlie. So tell us why you like that one so much.
Which one, Dead or Alive or Mortal Kombat?
Wait, Dead or Alive had
There was
a live action Dead or Alive.
Yeah, there's a reason why you don't know it.
Well then,
Let's start with the Mortal Kombat one. That one's been around for people to really hate on that thing. So tell us about
Okay,
that.
so let me get this.
Uh-huh.
Y'all know Melina with the fucked up mouth.
Yeah, I think everyone does at this point.
The live action did not show her with the teeth, with the mouth in the movie, but it did show her when she was.
They didn't
fighting.
have the budget to do it.
Well,
they had the budget, or apparently the care for it, because that thing was just terrible all around.
Why do you like that?
Yeah.
number one, my favorite Mortal Kombat Katana is in it, and number two, I just like her all the way.
There you go. Just what I was thinking. Because of characters from the games are in it, and it's Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
That's why.
Exactly. Thank you, Cole.
You're the reason the Transformers movies don't stop.
It's because of you. Because of people like you.
What I do?
You,
What I do?
you blindly give your love for something that is just god awful, and it
Philip,
is,
you must discipline your girlfriend, Philip.
bring the whip. Whoosh. Hey, I'm talking about sexy whip, okay?
That does not make it better.
That already went out the window.
Oh wow, you people have no sense of humor.
No sense of humor.
You are
But
talking. I'm holding a gun right now. Of course, I have no sense of humor.
Okay, so like I was saying, I felt like the live action movie could have been better. I felt like it could have been more. I felt like they could have like at least made the actors who played Melina mouth a little bit more graphical. I felt like they did it in
More graphical.
like the mouth. You know how in Mortal Kombat Legacy.
No.
You don't know what Mortal Kombat Legacy. You never seen that on YouTube?
No.
Machinima?
No.
Wow, you really need to play some Mortal Kombat, dude.
I used to, but I just got out of it. I mean, it's just the same game over and over, just different kill moves, and that have gotten just. They used to be the most controversial thing back in the day,
Whoa.
but now all it is just basically an exploitation film.
When it comes to that subject, especially if you want to talk about the games, that's because that was like one of the first to like bring in like significant violence, and then that's where the whole Gamergate bullshit started.
Because the mommies want their children to be sheltered from the world.
Or maybe the fact that you parents should actually go out of your way to make sure that they don't get into it. You know, ultimately, it's up to you.
Parents, have you ever tried just simply turning your TV off?
Yeah.
Sitting down with your children and beating them.
Yeah. I know.
But I
in other
know-
words, real parenting.
But I know common sense doesn't kick in your head and say, you know what? I'm not going to let my child play this violent gore video game at such a young age. I'm just going to let them play it. And then I'm going to let them see how they're going to turn out. And look at what they did.
You speak lies. Violent video games don't cause violence.
And even when they have, the stories have been so few in number.
They
It's
were
just a-
just little shitbirds who wanted to who didn't know what the hell they were doing,
It's
didn't
just-
know anything about life,
And then
and they just decided that they thought it would be cool, or they was too sick in the head. So
And
they
then
decided to go
certain
shoot.
parts of the media want to take these stories and blow it out of proportion to push their agenda. But
Because it
anyway.
makes them money.
Yeah, and then spread their own ideals and this image that doesn't really actually exist until you start looking at it. But anyway, back to the movie. I would say that it will be a movie where it's just mindless entertainment that you can just like turn your brain off, sort of like a Michael Bay. Because I will say when it comes to Michael Bay, he can at least make it crazy, entertaining movie, since is why he's known for being an action director.
Except for the Transformers, they become boring now.
Well,
The Transformers.
we'll probably get to that subject pretty quick. I got a feeling we will. But when it comes, but Mortal Kombat, I mean, that thing was just that. I can't even like turn my brain off and like enjoy the any form of mindless entertainment, because there really isn't. It's just god awful. Just
There's no blood. There's no blood. There's no.
I mean, even if it had
Then why
violence,
do you like it?
Because Kitana is my favorite Mortal Kombat character.
even if it was violence, it wouldn't have made it any better. It probably would have just
Yeah.
made it more funny to me. Really, just to
True.
laugh at it at its
Yeah.
awfulness. But anywho,
But the
so,
video games, though.
so silent protagonist, Psycho Knight. Would you like to? Got some comments you'd like to throw in?
The movie sucks. That's the only comment I need.
There you go.
Yay.
Just all right. Well, I think we've been on this one pretty good long enough. So how about we go to you, Psycho Knight? Look at that.
You're a part of this podcast, too. You can't just sit there eating your airheads and playing Skyrim.
Yeah. Anywho, so is there a particular film that you particularly enjoy, but not so many people like? You should hold out on me, boy. You tell me.
You do realize I'm in a good range to nut punch you, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, shit.
and then my foot's right next to your face.
And I'm standing right
That's
behind
not
you,
gonna hurt.
and I'm sitting right behind you, and I have
There
a
goes
gun
the
in my
broken
hand.
news.
And I have a gun in my hand. I'm sitting right behind you.
Yeah, correction, fake gun.
Correction.
They don't know that. Hell, I don't know that.
Here, give me the gun. I'll put it to my head right now.
Oh,
Oh, well,
shit.
yeah, it is fake.
You could have committed.
Well, I was worried. I thought I'd have to go to jail.
You could have been worried about her.
We have audio evidence of you about to just straight up murder somebody and not even know it.
And my own girlfriend did nothing to stop it.
Why you gotta put me out on blast? Why you gotta put me out on blast like that?
Y'all
I ain't
need
putting
to
you on
go
blast,
to
I'm-
y'all need to go to couples counseling.
Don't let the who.
They have their little couple therapy. They have their own way to work with that, don't you, Philip?
She sucks
Yeah.
at Mortal Kombat X.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Oh shit.
There's I
Okay,
guess-
movie, Phil, movie.
Yes.
I really don't have a movie that other people hate.
Think.
You must think of one. Don't be the odd man out here. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy, Phil. You know what you're being, Phil? You're being that guy right now.
I've been that guy since birth. Don't even tell me.
Well, time to convert. Be the new guy.
I was the new guy at high school, and then she called me an emo asshole. Hey, Miss Pinky, get off your headphones.
Huh?
Listen,
What?
did you hear what we said?
Wait, what?
They wanted me to be the new guy, and I said I was the new guy at high school, and then you called me an emo asshole.
Well, I didn't. Hold on. Don't put freaking words in my mouth.
And
I
we're
did
moving
not-
on.
I did not.
And we're moving on.
I did
And we're moving on.
not.
Anyway, and we're moving on.
Ow! Baby, throw me a card.
And we're moving on.
Throw it at her. I'm still hungry.
Are you?
Okay, now.
All right, come on, Phil.
Think of something, damn it. It could be anything.
Evil Dead?
Evil Dead.
Horrible.
Everybody loves Evil Dead.
Not everyone.
All right, well,
There's
are you
also a
talking
lot
about
of people
the
that
new
hate
one?
it.
But we're talking about movies that everybody hates. We picked Michael Bay and Mortal Kombat. Come on.
Yeah, I mean like the very first Evil Dead. A lot of people didn't like it. They liked the second one more.
Well, okay.
I will say the second one was a lot better.
See?
Well, I've only seen Heart of Darkness stuff. I can't really talk there.
You mean Army of Darkness, not Heart of Darkness.
Sorry. Army of
Which
Darkness.
is glorious, by the way.
Yes, very funny.
What?
Do I seriously have to tackle you?
Get
Get the
off your
headphones out of your
headphones.
hut.
We're
Oh my
working
God.
here.
No, okay.
All
Yeah,
right, thank
listen
you.
to me for once. Jeez.
Give me
That's
a
the other way they deal with their couple.
No, you don't get one.
tackling.
You don't deserve one. That's what you get for not acknowledging me earlier.
Well,
Anyway.
That's just abuse right there. Not giving them the airhead.
Thank you.
No, never one to come over. It was abuse. Anyway,
all right. So the first original Evil Dead.
yeah.
All right. Well, we can say that initially when they went after it, I mean, incredibly lower budget, going for the type of film that they were going for at that time. Probably didn't get much support, and then it sort of like took some time to sort of gain more popularity, especially after the second one actually did pretty well. I mean, when they did do the remake, I think it was the original director, right? I believe it was.
I think so, actually. They did have Bruce Campbell in it.
Yeah. So I mean,
Brief cameo.
I mean, from what I heard is that they went back to make it like at least the first installment to make it more of what they wanted. Is what I've heard from a couple of my friends about it. But I mean, I'm not really sure because I haven't seen that one. I saw the original, so maybe that could be a reason why it wasn't, I guess, of the greatest of quality, even like compared to the second one in terms of what it was going for, what it was trying to do. So maybe I can see some people, at least for the first installment, didn't quite like it that
I
much.
do need to see the first one. Alright then. Donovan, you're up.
Yeah, wrong name.
What? Cole, I'm sorry. I get you and Cole confused all the
I'm
time.
so damn dumb. Oh no.
Yeah. Amazing how stupid you can get. Just kidding. I love you, bud. As he shoots me. Hey, you gave me an airhead. Thank you.
Yay!
Oh, no, that was for Davis. You don't get one.
All right, so I'm gonna throw. To be honest with you, I've
You're
actually
meeting me, Rosie.
been trying to figure out exactly which one is it that I have liked, but most of you usually don't like. I got a couple. Because when it comes to me and movies, I mean, I'm a very big critic, especially since now I work in the industry. So,
But but hold on, let me stop you there. I do feel like some film directors, I do feel like they don't know. Sometimes they don't know what they're doing when they're like doing films and stuff. I just feel like some of them, when they direct a movie, I feel like they don't put sometimes all of their efforts into it.
Well, yeah,
That's what we call paycheck films.
and
Yeah.
development hell too. Sometimes.
Well, yeah, and that's like other reasons. That's like that can sometimes be like issues between like production companies, studios, and directors and writers with the set studios and production companies. That's what that usually comes from. Scheduling with the actors could sometimes also play a role, especially if it's like a big time actor. Because sometimes the big time actors will actually sometimes make demands. They actually will want to like put their say into the thing.
But I do feel like, though, sometimes some film directors can sometimes be a little bit of an asshole. I just feel like
Yeah, no, some of them are straight up assholes. Some of them think they're like,
the shit.
yeah,
Mike Myers is a dick. He is.
I don't know.
There was a story once that apparently a fan went up to Mike Myers and said, "Hey man, can I buy you a drink?" He said, I can pay for my own drinks. You get your ass in the seat and help me pay for it," or something like that.
Now that is a dick ass move right there.
Oh,
Yeah, now if that was me, I would have glassed him.
I know exactly what film that a lot of people hate and think is terrible, but I think is very enjoyable. I'm not gonna say it's like it's good technically. It actually is like a terrible movie, but I do enjoy it very much. Have y'all ever heard of The Room?
Oh my god, no!
Well, that's different. That's a bad movie that you
That's
just
a
like.
fucking bad movie.
It's a bad movie, yeah, but it's one of those so bad it's good movies. And I think they were trying on purpose.
No, the dude who came up with the thing, yeah, he was actually trying to make a good movie. Like legitimately, he tried.
Did
Well, that
you-
big French zombie failed.
Exactly.
French zombie. Wait, what?
He's French. Tommy Wiseau.
Yeah,
French.
okay.
French Canadian.
I never knew exactly what his nationality was, which is why the French thing threw me off. I couldn't even tell.
He's either French or Quebec, some part of Canada where they speak French.
Either way, and oh my god, that guy, he is hard to look at even back then.
They
Oh my
had
God.
sex. He had a sex scene in
There's
that movie.
There's
What?
three.
You even gotta mention that.
There's three, and they
For that reaction,
literally
yeah.
the second scene was literally a reshoot of the first one. They just replayed almost the entire first sex scene, and it was like it was also positioned
He
weird.
was fucking her belly button.
Or something like that.
He had
or,
sex
it was
with her
more
belly
like, or it was
button.
more like the hip. It looked like, and even then, it was like it was actually kind of hilarious. But the reason why I enjoy that film is
Why
because
do you enjoy that shit? I just
it's
gotta know.
hilarious. It's
Why do you like
glorious.
Mortal Kombat?
Don't you dare!
I will dare.
Most of the people I know of will be like try to make sense of it. They try to be too serious, and then they really hate it. But if you could just look at just the terribleness, just how awesome it is to like laugh at the thing. I mean, there's like a drinking game for the thing.
A drinking game? I'm down.
Yeah, I want to do that. We got to do that one night.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm
It could
down.
be pretty
I'll bring
cool.
a bottle of Fireball. We doing that.
Yeah.
No, we
boy.
doing that now. We are doing that now.
I just
Wait.
One day.
I just
One
love.
day, yes, one day.
I
Can't
just
do it
love
tonight.
that during his film when they're
I'm
constantly
gonna get
throwing,
down dirty drunk.
just randomly throwing the football, that they had to cover up the Nike logo with a piece of black tape.
Oh,
Well,
I
a
didn't
piece of-
notice that.
A piece of gap. If you look carefully where the logo is supposed to be on the football, it'll be suddenly this like black tape that's on there, and that's Gaffer's tape. So they had to put that on there to not show the logo as they're just randomly throwing the ball at each other. A terrible green screen on the rooftop scene.
There was no wind in their hair. And all of a sudden, Denny had a gun pointed at his head, and then wanted to watch the two
And
have
who the fuck is Steve?
And Denny
This
wanted
one
to
guy
watch
at the
them two
end
have
randomly
sex.
shows up. Yeah, this one guy at the end randomly shows up, is talking to them like as though he's like a major character. And then even in the credits, it shows a random name that says Steve, and it's like, who the hell is Steve? Because
You're
there's
going to
like-
destroy Johnny.
There is no. You'll never be apart, Lisa. Oh my god, that's why.
Oh, isn't that guy from Seed of Chucky?
No, Tommy Wiseau never did another film ever again.
No, that's a different guy from Chucky. The
Yeah.
guy who played Chucky, that's a different guy.
Okay.
He looks a lot like him though.
Totally different subject.
But now that we've done movies that we love but everyone hates, now let's do movies we hate but everybody loves. I'll go first again.
Alright.
Dumb and Dumber.
Oh God.
I hate Dumb and Dumber.
The first one?
Yep.
I thought that movie was
Phil's
funny as
like,
well.
who the hell is you?
I hate Dumb and Dumber. It's stupid.
I'm Chinese told you.
It's supposed
Yeah,
to be
you
about
ain't
two
gonna do
stupid
shit,
guys.
dude.
What do you think it's gonna happen? Stupid stuff is gonna happen because they're dumb and
Yeah.
dumber.
Yeah, they're dumb
Hence
and
the
they
name.
That's what I hate about movies, when the main character basically, movies or TV shows, when the main character embarrasses himself. I hate that. It's just something, I just can't watch it. It makes me cringe. I hate it.
Okay, well then don't
don't
watch something
watch
that's
it.
clearly saying, hey, this is intentionally supposed to be about two
Well,
dumbasses.
I had to watch it one time because, fuck, I was watching it with like a best friend or a girlfriend, or my best friend and my girlfriend once. No, wasn't my girlfriend. No, backtrack. It was like one of my best friends who was at his house, and I wanted to change the channel, but no,
Don't worry,
he
we got
wanted to
an
watch
editing
Dumb and
program.
Dumber. He had to watch fucking Dumb and Dumber.
Hey! The first one, even the way they went about their comedy was like well made. It was just meant to be a nice, fun, silly comedy movie. It was never meant to be like anything else because
But I
it's
didn't.
comedy.
But it ain't damn funny.
Whatever. Well, at least you didn't pick the other two. The prequel, which was just awkward as hell. That
There was a
weird.
prequel.
There was I think it was Young Dumb and Dumber. It was terrible. It's not even worth your time because the jokes were
The
like.
first one's terrible and ain't worth my time.
No, the first one was good for what it was supposed to be. It wasn't
It
meant
was
to be a
not
great
good.
movie.
It sucked.
Anywho, and then the so-called sequel, Dumb and Dumber 2, that was just. you
Oh my
could-
God! I saw the second one. It was fucking terrible, man.
It wasn't as bad as the prequel, at least. I mean, it was pretty bad, but you can definitely tell that, especially at least when it comes to Jim Carrey with his comedy career. You can
Oh
probably
yeah, I'll admit Jim Carrey, he did his best in that movie. And
Jim
then
Carrey-
but what's his nuts?
revive his.
But what's
comedy
his
career.
nuts? I can't even remember who he was or any scenes with him in it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but but at least he ain't like. At least he's not a typecast actor. I mean, eventually Jim Carrey broke the typecasting, but it never really went anywhere for him. Other than his comedy career. Anywho, so we got that out of the way.
The movie that I hate but everybody loves is Jim Carrey and
Another film with Jim Carrey.
No
I think
offense to you, Jim.
no offense, I like you, but I think the movie's called Evan or Bruce Almighty or something.
Oh, are you talking? All right, so Jim Carrey was in Bruce Almighty.
Okay, Bruce Almighty, alright.
But are you talking about the sequel to that, which was when they went?
Evan Almighty. Which
Evan
was,
Almighty?
Yeah, which
Okay,
was
yeah, that's
Steve
not Jim
Carell.
Carrey. That's Steve Carell.
Yeah, no, it's Steve Carell one I like, but the one with Jim Carrey in that one, when Bruce Almighty.
Really?
Yeah, I think.
Everyone thought the Evan one was really dumb, and the Bruce one was actually a good comedy.
Well, I've never seen it, so I've never seen
No,
it.
I like Evan Almighty. I like that one, but the
Huh.
Bruce one, I kind of felt like it was a little bit. I just feel like I don't know. Just some parts kind of felt weird to me. I felt like Morgan Freeman, who played God, I felt like he chose. I think Jim Carrey to play somebody.
He plays Bruce, the guy that God decides to help,
Yeah.
and temporarily gives him powers to be like God, because he was like, hey, your job can't be that hard, blah blah blah. I mean, you're God, right? So he was like, okay, be me for a little bit.
And
Wow.
then it's just so stupid. Like, why? I mean, would you want to have God's powers to do some shit?
You'd be surprised. You'd probably be surprised how many people, if they had the ability to do something like that, they're probably more than willing to take it. Especially if someone who's already in a position of power.
Or a nut job.
And yeah, you'll be surprised at how much power can corrupt. There's a reason why there was a saying where like power corrupts an absolute. I probably just
We know the gist of what you're saying here.
yeah.
Another movie I hate that everyone loves, I
Oh,
know.
look at that. You got two.
Yeah, Liar Liar with Jim Carrey.
Hey, no, I love it, so I can understand.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the best comedy.
Liar,
hate-
liar.
I think Liar Liar. It's where Jim Carrey. No, Jim Carrey.
No offense to you, Jim.
No offense, Jim. We love you.
Don't worry, your comedy, like your popularity as a comedy actor, is actually good. Don't worry about it. It's actually good. But anywho, no, Liar Liar. I think, in my opinion, was actually the best like comedy role he's
Get
ever.
the
No.
fuck, get the
No,
fuck
I
out
think-
of here.
That
I
movie
think that's what
sucked.
it did. I think it was actually really good.
I hated that movie. I hated it.
Liar,
like I
Liar?
said, yeah, Liar Liar. Like I said,
I
the
thought-
main character basically has to embarrass
Oh.
himself.
Oh, I thought you.
No, you want to know what was the worst movie?
I thought we were still on the subject of movies that we like, but everybody else.
No, I hate.
Oh, hate. Oh, yeah, we did.
The movie that I
hate.
hate the most was Cry Wolf.
Cry Wolf.
Right,
I never really saw it, but I know what she's talking about.
I know.
The one where college kids play a deadly game and they have
It's
to
like an online thing, and one of them turns out to be a
the
murderer.
serial killer. Yeah, that one.
It was.
I think everybody liked that, and I think that my cousin
I
asked
never
me,
heard of it.
and I think my cousin had asked me a
Like
stupid
mid-2000s.
question, saying, "So Charlie, when you go to college, do you want to go to college and live alone?" And I was like, "No." After I just got done watching that stupid ass movie.
Sounds like a cheap thrills.
And we
film.
both go to community college now.
Exactly. Actually, all three of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
all three of us. We all go to community college.
Pretty much. And of course.
Except for Philip, he don't go to school.
He
Yeah.
will be.
You lazy, uneducated.
Fuck.
Sure, let's go with that.
You look at these like
Anywho, Phil, is there a movie that.
you hate, but everyone likes.
Yeah. Yes, think of something.
Thank you.
It's a group participation.
You must participate.
Or some other concept.
One of us. One of us.
Google
What?
gobble, Google gobble.
Sex in the City.
Oh, that is my shit.
I
Yeah.
don't understand sex.
Well,
and
tough
the
shit.
City.
I
hate it.
agree. I agree with you. I agree with
Miss
you, Phil.
Phyllis, do you like Sex in the
Nonsense.
City?
I agree with Phil here.
Yeah.
You're talking to
I
me.
don't.
God damn, am I the only one that me and my aunt like? Oh my
yeah.
God.
Well, it's not
I don't
just-
like
Nothing
it.
interesting about it. It's
Well,
just,
the three of us are guys. It is a show for one.
No,
night.
you know what? No. How about I give you a freaking top four? Sex in the City, White Chicks, Son of the
everyone
Mask,
likes it.
Yes.
and all the Transformer movies after number one.
No, Son of the Mask was the shit. Don't
No,
you
shut
fucking
up.
go there.
Shut up. Shut up.
Son of the Mask was terrible.
That was not
It lives
terrible.
nothing to the original.
The original was
I
actually
know my
funny.
movies. So shut.
And White Chicks was racist.
Thank you.
Whether it was racist or not, it was just god awful.
It was
no matter how you
racist.
look at it.
I feel offended as a white man.
Whether or not you find it offensive or not, that movie was just straight up terrible.
Ugh. You should be ashamed of yourself, Marlon Wayne.
I mean,
Don't blame the Marlon Wayne brothers.
I know
love
the
them.
Wayne's brothers are good, but they should be
Yeah.
ashamed of themselves for that movie.
I don't know. I think a lot of their comedies are actually just kind of stupid. I don't.
Even
Fine.
Scary Movie?
What
I
about
said a lot of them. I didn't say all of them.
What about Haunted House? That was fun. I love it.
that one?
Yeah, not that much.
Don't like it.
Nah.
God
Fuck you.
damn.
I mean, I
You
like
do
Scary
not like
Movie
the
2.
Marlon
I like
Wayne
those
brothers.
3, 1, but
I didn't
once
say I like them,
we
I
get
just
this
said I didn't like the
franchise,
movie.
You know,
hit
you know what I
4,
think?
and it's
I like
like,
all the
yeah,
scary
no.
movies, except for all the ones that had Blair in it.
The one I like is number 2.
Scary
Yeah, same
Movie
here.
2.
Yes.
Yeah, Scary Movie 2 is
Two.
funny.
Oh,
I like
yes.
all of them. The one with Charlie Sheen, is it 3 or 4?
I think it's 4.
4.
No, 3.
No,
That's
I like
Scary
the
Movie
part-
3. 4
I-
only had Charlie Sheen as a cameo.
I like the part when the guy in the wheelchair was spinning
it's
around
four.
his head when he was playing a basketball. That
that's just
shit
four,
was
dude.
funny.
I don't
No,
think
No,
it
no,
was-
he was in 3.
No, it was 4.
It was 3 and 4. He was in both.
No, he wasn't in 4.
Yeah, Scary Movie 3. Google it right the hell now. Scary Movie 3, Charlie Sheen. The scene where they're outside, the dogs are getting high.
Have y'all seen The Conjuring?
No.
Alright, we're moving on.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. A movie. I am mixing myself up. Was it a movie that
A movie that
I-
you hate,
but everybody
loves.
likes.
but everybody loves? Okay, let's see. Well, we already mentioned a good number of them right off the bat.
Have y'all seen Saw?
Yes.
I'm gonna play a game. A torture.
I can't say too much because I actually enjoy 1 through 3, but after that I didn't really care much about it. I'm trying to think of.
I was never a big fan of the series.
You're
Well,
not?
I'm
No,
trying to think.
I've seen them, but I'm just not.
Damn, I can't really think of one right now. I can't think of
One you can't think of a movie that you hate, but everyone else.
Well,
loves.
like I said, we've already mentioned a good number of them that a good number of people like, but that I hate. Really can't think of one right now. Because most of the movies that a lot of people like that I probably didn't find as impressive was just didn't find it as impressive. I don't hate it, but it's like, don't really think it's that much. But one that I hate. Shit. I don't know. I really can't think of a specific one that I really did not like, but apparently a lot of people enjoyed. I would say episode 7, but I don't really like.
Episode 7.
Oh, Star Wars. I'm sorry, I forgot to say Star Wars. But Star Wars episode 7.
I actually liked it.
I have problems with it.
I liked it.
But I ultimately, I don't really downgrade.
You know what? I'm gonna say it. I like the prequels.
Prequels?
The Star Wars.
Once again,
prequels.
I don't really hate the prequels, but it's like.
I think it's just that everyone else hates them, so people hate them just for the sake of hating them. But I
Yeah.
do believe that they are not as good as the originals.
Well, yeah.
They got their problems. They got their big ass problems.
I'm sorry to say, but George Lucas isn't actually as good of a director as some people may think.
Yeah, no.
If you really actually look at his resume, the films he's done besides Episode 4, which if you really look at it, it's actually really only an average story at best. If you really look at it, he's actually made some very, very average or very terrible movies. Have you ever heard of the live adaptation of Donald Duck?
Yes.
That was George Lucas, ladies and gentlemen. So if you see that film, you'll realize that he's actually not really all that good.
No, he's not.
There's a reason why after Episode 4 did so well, he immediately went after his marketing and Lucasfilm and like really pushed his like LucasArts
And not
company.
to mention, not to mention, this is the thing. He didn't like complete. He wasn't the only one. He didn't have full control over the original Star Wars movies. He had other writers and whatnot
Oh yeah, he got him in there.
who would tell him yes and no.
Didn't Gennady Tartakovsky did Star Wars?
No,
No.
No?
he did not.
No.
He
Yeah.
did Dexter's Lab.
Yeah.
No, I could have.
No, she's actually right. He did a little Star Wars cartoon.
Oh, the cartoon. I thought she was talking about the movies.
Oh wait.
Yeah, no,
that
I
was
know.
the Samurai Jack creator. Yeah, he did those really short episodes.
There was only 2 of them. There was only 2 of them.
Well, there's like 2 DVDs worth of like episodes.
Oh yeah, they were. Like,
I used to own them, so
I still own them, but they're so damn scratched up. They're probably worthless.
Yeah, no, I mean those were actually like well made. I really liked those.
I really
Yeah, they
do
were good.
too.
It made General Grievous what General Grievous really should have been, but you know.
But
whatever.
I did like Clone Wars. The show.
The second,
TV show.
the show.
Star Wars. The
No,
Clone Wars.
the show did well.
Yeah, I love the show.
I haven't seen it, but I keep hearing positive things about
It's
it.
pretty good.
Is
It
it
gets
Rob-
darker as it goes along. When it first starts out, yeah, you can tell it's like Cartoon Network's show.
Oh, yeah, I mean
Because
they
it
can
was
only go
originally-
dark so much.
Yeah, at first, and then
Unless
as it went on.
unless
they
you go to
started-
Toonami, then you
Yeah,
can
and,
do a little
and
more.
then it was
Oh, I
on
love
Toonami for a
Toonami.
while. It was on Toonami for a while, but after a while, after a few seasons, as the show went on, they started pushing the envelope a little bit more, and then the show has a body count. People died actually.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Not just droids.
Even Disney has their own body count.
True.
They
Hell, I mean, the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
That was my shit right
People
there.
died all the time. in that.
I enjoyed that.
People
one.
died all the time in that show.
Yes. I like, because Billy is so freaking dumb. Like, he always puts Billy, Grim, and Mandy in situations that they do not need to be in.
I used to watch that show with my granddaddy. Me and my granddaddy would watch that show sometimes when I was young.
God.
Oh, they're just as equally bad. Like when he apparently kidnapped his own kid, where they had the random like force. Bigfoot would just pop out. He's like, ooh, Raggle Flaggle. He's like,
Oh, somebody help me! And then just sit there eating. Oh,
yeah. And
I was just sitting
and then
there.
it shows him when he said, yeah, when I went picnicking, he was the one. Why would you kidnap your own son?
To fuck with him?
For no reason. I guess. I don't know. But like,
But
what did you
the
do
dad-
to him afterwards?
But the
But-
dad is stupid too. Like,
That's what my point. That's what I'm saying. He kidnapped his own son just for what.
And remember when Billy
got
Billy got replaced like by some Viking in one episode? He cut that pump on his hair off. Yeah, he was like, "Hey,
Or when
my brain was in there."
Yeah, and then Mandy apparently discovered a means of immortality by making herself into a giant caterpillar.
Oh, that was like the very first season.
Yeah, and apparently she like actually liked his stupidness, so she kept making clones of him. I mean, it straight up had one of the clones get eaten right on the screen, just like instantly eaten, and then she just like makes another one. It's like, this is a cartoon, and you're showing this. I will say,
There was an
another
episode
one.
where a bunny came over. There was a bunny that was trying to kill
Yeah.
that character Puddin.
oh, with the skull granting
Realm
wishes.
became a human temporarily, and apparently the ladies liked him or something like that.
That was funny. I will say, when Puddin got the shit beat out of him by that rabbit, that shit made me laugh. So.
No, he got killed by that rabbit. That rabbit killed him. But there,
That
there was a
rabbit
scene.
beat the shit
that
out of
rabbit,
him.
that rabbit literally had half of his face cut off,
All right.
and it was shown on there.
Well, we'll talk about that later because we're now done with that one topic. So let's get on to the next one that we want, which Charlie, you've been wanting to talk about. What was it, Tekken 7?
Yeah, Tekken.
All right, so let's get this.
Let's
Tekken
get it
7
on.
discussion
Let's
going.
get it on.
Hooray!
You started
I'm gonna
off,
go
Charlie,
smoke a
since you were
cigarette.
the one. Okay.
I'll be right back.
Yeah. So Charlie, let's just
I'm
get
sorry.
you to start off.
Alright, so now Tekken 7 is it's going to be more darker and more serious, and it's going to be taking place with the Devil Gene and Kazuya Mishima and Heihachi Mishima. And the Kazuya was the one that has sold his soul to the devil and got thrown into a volcano and then got thrown off the cliff and then got resurrected by G Corporation and is now pretty much being rebelling against his father. And what makes
Gay
matters
issues.
and exactly. And what makes the matters more worse, he impregnated a woman named Jun Kazama, mysteriously impregnated a girl named Jun Kazama.
Is this the virgin birth or something?
No, it gets
I'm
worse.
joking.
It gets worse. So Kazuya Mishima left the girl when he found out that she was pregnant with his child and left him.
I don't know anything about the storyline, by the way, but you want to talk about it, so keep going.
So anyways, so when Kazuya found out that Jun was pregnant with his child, he left her to raise the child on his own, which is a dick-ass move, by the way, obviously. And so, before the...
Disney, Daddy leaves for some random reason.
And so, this is before the events of Tekken,
His mom died then?
No.
Okay, so...
The mom went missing after her son found out.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
a little bit Disney, not like the straight up, Mom, oh, Mommy dies, now the kid's by himself, which was a popular thing for a long time.
No, and it gets worse. He has some of his father's devil's gene powers, and that got worse. And yeah, if you guys like the Tekken series, if you played Tekken 1, then Tekken 2, then Tekken 3, then Tekken 4, then Tekken 5, and Tekken 5 Dark Resurrection.
You could have just said all the Tekken games before 7.
Thank you. If you played all of the Tekken games, then you will know what I'm talking about. Now, Kazumi Mishima is Heihachi's ex-wife, and she was originally the founder of the Devil Gene, and that is why Kazuya has the Devil Gene, and that is why he is going to kill his father in a volcano that he got thrown off of.
Story time.
20 years. Cole, shut up. 20 years ago. So, anyways, family issues. Yeah, family issues. Don't ever be that type of family that ever want to kill somebody, each other. Never tell your wife to hire an assassin that wants to kill your husband and your son. Never tell your
Well,
girl.
Phil,
never.
I mean, I can't say this. It is called, a discussion. You gotta actually communicate. Then you won't have to, or just shoot yourself.
Never tell your
course they
girlfriend
should shoot
to hire an assassin to annihilate your boyfriend and then your boyfriend's son. Never ever do that. So, like I was saying, well, I just
Nice.
went with. So back to what I was saying.
Any thoughts or comments?
Any thoughts or
Philly.
comments on Tekken 7? So then the son ended up killing Heihachi Mishima by throwing him to a volcano,
So much for
punching
last
him,
time.
punching him in the chest, stopping the heart, and then finally avenging the death of his mother, which is a stupid ass way to do it. And then he took his father's deceased empty corpse and threw it into a volcano. And then he fights Akuma. And then Akuma.
It kind of sucks trying to be a part of a discussion that I don't know anything about. Last time I played any Tekken, I was a kid, and I was like Tekken 4 or 5 or something like that.
Well, you need to play the rest of the Tekken games to.
Yeah,
I
you're
swear to
talking-
God, you would be that person just to spoil it before it comes out.
I didn't spoil it. I watched the YouTube video of it.
Yeah, and people who watch this, they may not have ever played it.
Yeah. But oh well.
Well, oh well. Get over it, anyways. Get over it, people.
Probably gonna be a Tekken 8, so relax.
Tekken 8, the final chapter. Jin kills his father, Kazuya Mishima. Jin Kazama.
Is that a real thing, or you just make that up?
I just made it up.
Okay.
but-
Because I mean, they're already in production for something like Fast and Furious 9, and they already have plans for Fast and Furious 10. So
Oh Jesus Christ! When are they gonna stop?
never until the money stops, or when the actors get too old and say I'm done.
Okay,
Or they'll
Tekken.
probably do the next generation thing.
Oh Jesus Christ! Tekken 8, the final chapter. Jin Kazama versus Kazuya Mishima. Father versus son showdown.
It's time to finish the fight, and then later on we're gonna go and finish the fight again because apparently we can't stop finishing the fight. Okay, that's a Halo reference. Fuck y'all. Anyway.
That was one shitty reference.
Yeah, that was the. Thank you. You understood my intentions. There's one thing you need to understand. I intentionally make shitty jokes just for the hell of it.
Oh Jesus. Okay, I'm done with my Tekken. So, oh, and I want Jun Kazama to be in Tekken 8.
Or Tekken storytelling and rant.
Please.
Oh my God.
Hashirado
There's
Kawataki,
Tekken, aren't
whatever
there?
the hell your name is. The Tekken series director, video game director.
Yeah.
Please put Jun Kazama back in the Tekken franchise. Please put her back in Tekken 8. Please, I need to see my girl. Please, have mercy on my soul. Please.
Leave your comments in the description below of how you feel about this.
Please put Jun Kazama back in Tekken 8. I need to see my girl.
They're gonna skip through this.
Oh.
Probably
the
just
rant
this
part.
Yeah.
Yeah, because no one, people can only take so much of a black girl screaming into a mic.
Okay, next.
That's okay. We love you, Charlie.
Thank you.
Charlie, we love you, Charlie.
I'm
Thank
sure
you.
loves y'all more.
Fuck you, Philip.
See?
But I still
well,
love
she
you.
has to love you because boyfriend
I-
girlfriend. It's kind of a contract, or basically.
Did you say contract?
Yeah, in that contract, she wants to hurt my feelings.
And it's probably why the manga series, there's a couple of scenes that take place. No spoilers, but I'm just gonna leave it
No,
at that. Couple of scenes, they have some fun. But
Yeah.
anywho, so I can't really say much of anything about Tekken, like I said, and I think Philly doesn't have much to say either, other than
I haven't played it yet, so I can't say anything.
yeah, there you go. So
Well, play the freaking game.
How about you calm down?
all right, anywho, so I think we're good to move on to the next subject.
Yeah.
Philly, didn't you know?
Love Tekken 7, people.
Anywho, so Philly, wasn't there a particular topic that you wanted to discuss about? Throw in there.
What are you talking about?
We're talking about video games now.
Well, I
We
mean,
just
like,
got done with that.
well, we can still talk about video games. We can talk about something else, but I'm talking about like topics. Do you have? Wasn't there one that you wanted to get going?
Oh, that one from earlier? No, not anymore.
Oh, well, you're no fun.
Exactly.
Jeez. All right.
Alright, I'll show you no fun. You want me to stop streaming right now? You want me to do it? You want me to stop streaming?
Yeah. I'm a Family Guy fan. Go fuck yourselves.
Family Guy.
Yeah. So. I don't know. I don't really have a particular topic. I was actually more interested to talk about the two things that.
What about the animes? Do you have anything that you want to talk about for the animes?
Well, that's the thing is that I would love. Well, you know what? You got me talking about it anyway. So let's just roll with this. How about that? Let's just roll with this. Anywho.
But
Oh, I mean, the thing is that in terms of like new animes, there hasn't really been much to talk about because I've actually been more interested in going back and rewatching stuff I used to watch when I was
You know what?
first being here.
I got something to say.
Oh, okay. Now Philly's
now
ready
he
to
wants
say
to
something.
say something.
All right, the floor is yours.
Oh, y'all shut the fuck up. Anyway. Yeah, just how about we get back to the point where a lot of the animes nowadays are becoming really shitty.
Well, not some of them.
I'm not finished. And why don't we go back to where we actually had good animes? I don't know. Get some inspirations from like Rurouni Kenshin or
Yeah.
from Full Metal Alchemist or I don't know.
Yeah. I love you, babe.
Anyway, or something from like I don't know. Maybe Zatch Bell.
I like the theme song.
You're not in this. Shush. Oh my gosh.
The man has spoken. So, well, from the sounds of it, is there a particular show that seems to be grinding your gears? Because you're saying shows now and now.
I was looking through anime on the anime app the other day. I came across one show, and it is nasty as hell.
Nasty as hell.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And what is this? Because there's a lot of them out there.
There's this one show where there's a villain bitch.
Uh-huh.
And there's literally acid coming out of her boobs.
Okay, so when she breastfeeds, she burns the babies alive. Okay.
Probably.
Moving on.
Yeah, keep laughing. You'll have that soon.
I beg to differ. Hell no.
And then there's this other one where there's a certain Pinoichi who, when she vanquishes her enemies, she takes the boob size from them and increases to her own.
Oh damn, that's my kind of bitch.
So basically,
You know what?
It's a
Someone like
perverted. It's a
you would
perverted
say
way.
that.
It's a perverted way of like instead of taking heads as the trophies, it's the size of the melons. That
Yeah.
Alright.
Or this other one where this guy meets girl. He instantly falls in love. Oh, but get the best part. It's his freaking sister.
Oh Jesus, that's disgusting.
Okay, let's throw in some incest there.
Yeah. I'm getting tired of this bullshit.
I mean, yeah. I may have written a script of a film that does involve that, but quite frankly, it's not like that. It's like I very carefully try to go into that subject for a little
I
bit.
swear to God, if I find one bit of incest in the scripts that we're making, I'm whacking you.
No, that's not happening.
Wait, what?
That's not happening.
What?
Better not.
I'm not interested. I'm not this time around. I'm not interested.
Better not.
in making that.
Look here. I started this whole project off of an idea. I'm not having incest into this.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
If you guys didn't know,
No,
yeah, I was the original idea man with everything. It's just that a long time, Charlie then joined, and then Cole, and then Donovan,
And then the rest of the
and then
cat.
Kafili,
And then me.
and then this Earl guy.
Hey, it just keeps growing. It keeps growing and growing, man.
Yeah.
We're getting a bit bigger project.
I swear to God, I will tell everyone this right now. I see even 1%, 1.1%, 0.1% of incest in this. I'm going to whack every one of you.
Wait, incest? What the hell?
Yeah, no, that ain't happening.
He was
Yeah,
saying
they
he
do that in
doesn't
some
want
animes now.
Incest? What the hell?
A lot of animes. It's very different over there.
Okay, what is it? Tell me. Somebody explain to me.
Wait,
what...
you really don't know what it is?
No.
What incest is? Incest is basically someone fucking their own sister.
Oh shit.
That's
Or,
exact-
brother, or
It's,
whoever they
all
are.
right, but it ain't just the siblings too. It can also be the parents.
Yeah, I was basically
Hell
simplifying
no, we
it.
ain't doing that shit.
That's what I'm saying. It's not
We may
exactly
live it- we
a
may
subject
live it-
you want.
we
Okay, alright, new thing right now. We're gonna stop talking about that. We're gonna stop discussing that right now, otherwise I'm really gonna whack somebody.
Yeah, I mean, we may live in the South, but we ain't down with
And
that.
that's what-
We ain't down with that. We ain't down with the hood.
Oh, that's stereotypes dead. Shut up.
Charlie,
Not in
I
some,
swear,
not in some
Charlie?
places.
Yes,
I
some
swear to
places
God,
they
if you do
ain't-
that again, I'm really gonna whack you.
We're in the hood.
Oh shit.
Damn, I'm sorry.
Oh damn.
I'm sorry.
Abuse.
Oh, screaming, screaming.
Holy shit.
Oh, screaming.
Ow,
Oh,
damn,
shoes
what'd
up.
you hit me for?
Because you're the closest target.
What the heck? We're just screwing around, no one got hit here.
Yeah.
Except for me and Cole here. We did get hit.
Anywho.
Ow, bitch.
So,
Stop
so
it!
you're definitely okay. So you're definitely going through a list of them, but you're not really naming them. So
You want me to pull out the hammer now? I'll definitely.
you don't have to pull it out.
Alright, I'm pulling it up.
Stop.
Okay, well,
Oh, come
Why
on,
would you
Philip.
do this?
Philip,
I
come-
simply wanted to know. the
Hey,
names.
blame him. He's the one who wanted names.
I wanted the names. You don't have to pull
Give
up
it
the
there,
freaking
good.
No,
thing.
I want to do it
Slow
slow.
down.
Give it there, good.
So you let your
Alright, well,
boyfriend
anyway,
get
stay
shot?
on
Okay.
No.
Stay on subject.
Yes,
Stay on-
please,
stay on
everyone.
subject.
Everyone, stay on subject. Quit horsing
All right.
around.
So what's another anime that we can talk about that should be forbidden? Should
Forbidden.
It should be what? Forgotten?
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
school days. School days.
School days.
Oh, well, for y'all who don't know, school.
Another high school
Akisora,
thing?
look, Akisora is one of them. That's the last one I remember.
Oh,
Well,
I know what you're talking
what
about.
school
No,
days
I'm
is,
talking about-
it is, yeah, it's
I
a
know
high
that
school.
one at least.
It's a high school thing. It's kind of like a harem thing, but it doesn't end like how you think most harems would. It's kind of realistic. People actually get hurt, you know, because the guy's actually sleeping around because of it. And the main character Makoto's a dick.
He's the player.
Yeah, and what he did was instead of breaking up with his girlfriend, he avoids her and then just starts dating another girl right there.
I think I know it's the one. Is it? Does it end with her killing him?
Yep.
Okay, I know which one.
Yeah,
you're talking
she
about.
kills.
They
Well,
use that in the Try Not to Laugh compilation. so
yeah,
that's why I know that.
she kills him. Then
Kills
girl-
the bitch.
No. She kills him, and then the woman who was actually he was with ended up killing the girl who killed him. And then at the end of the series, it's her holding his head on a boat, basically finding them being. Yeah, it was a messed up ending for how the show was. My friends actually told me about it. They told me the series was hilarious. And then when I came in the other day after watching, I was like, "Which one of you motherfuckers said that show was funny?"
There ain't nothing fun about this, man.
That show sucked.
Well,
But no, I agree. Makoto dying was actually the best part of the series. But
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
the motherfucker did sort of die.
yeah, and also there is no dub for it,
Well, that kind
Good.
of
Oh
sucks.
well.
which is understandable because I mean the show sucked.
I don't even really watch them. Well, at least in terms of new ones, I don't really watch
It's not
any
new.
new ones anymore. Well, no.
Yeah, it's
what the
really
subject
not
that he's talking about in terms of new ones is that I haven't really watched any new ones or gone out of my way. I've actually been more interested in going back to the ones I used to watch when I was younger.
I watch a
You
little
know
bit
what?
of both.
I really do wish that they could bring back Rurouni Kenshin, man. That used to be my shit, man. That
Is
is
it?
still my
Actually, I
shit.
think they are going to.
Do you think so?
I think so. I think they actually said that they're doing a reboot.
Mm.
They did a live action.
And
one.
you know what, Philip, and I'm glad I brought this up. I really do like the ending theme that they had used at the end of the ending credits, and I like how
For what?
I-
You didn't really say what day we made it for what?
like when we remember I used to watch Rurouni Kenshin on Toonami, and I love the ending theme for it.
You're just jumping all over the place. Are you talking about the end thing for Rurouni Kenshin or for something else?
Rurouni Kenshin.
Come on, rabbit!
What?
Anywho. Alright, Davis, real quick.
You really didn't get that, Davis.
No.
You said bouncing all over the place. Go away.
Alright, anywho.
Leave. That pun was terrible.
Well, now we're all
Never
over.
kick your ass out.
Okay.
Oh,
Now
shit.
we've gone all over.
Now
the
we've gone
place.
too far. Okay,
Now- Now,
Fucking
Davis.
around.
They
Yeah,
they
I
don't
know
really
you
have
are.
any other like specific topics to talk about. Is there like one more that you wanted to, or
Any
you pretty
specific
much all used
topics?
up for today?
Any specific topics? Any games at E3 that y'all are excited
All right, well, this is for my topic, so how about all of you shut up? Anyway.
Bullshit.
Hell no!
Damn!
What was that?
All of a sudden, it's a Philly cheesesteak show.
What was that?
He just called you a Philly cheesesteak. I've been cut
What
four,
wrong
boy.
with-
All right, fellas.
Then
Well,
you
since Mr.
What I
Well, since Mr. Philster
Man.
is passionate about the subject, I'm going to
do?
take
You
a quick break and
forgot
get
to
myself a
your
soda.
purpose. You forsaken
What'd you
us.
say now?
Alright, just because she said that, hold on, we're gonna go on a short break. And about 3, 2, 1.
so
We back.
Hey, everyone.
so we're gonna have two more topics to finish up. We're gonna now talk about our thoughts on the E3 2017 that just passed not too long ago, and then we're gonna wrap it up with a few things about our project, some upcoming art stuff that we'll talk a little bit about. So let's get this started with E3 2017 and our thoughts on the whole thing. So Phil, you were really wanting to talk about it, so you lead the way, dude.
They're finally coming out with Metroid Prime 4, so.
Alright.
I was never much of a Metroid player myself.
I never played it, so I can't really
I
play
played
subject.
it.
So what are you excited about it, though? Like,
Well, it's because it's been so many years after Metroid Prime 3 that, after Metroid Prime 1, I fell in love with the series. It was pretty good. Like, on Metroid Prime 2, which that was like the only one they had that was multiplayer.
really, just that, and not even the ones.
Yeah, not even 3.
Huh.
But
That's odd.
yeah, it's just I fell in love with the series after that. The multiplayer was but the whole story of it was just.
Oh, that's probably
it was-
why. So the multiplayer has some issues.
No, it's really hard to find 4 people because it was like back then, old school GameCube, all that.
Oh, GameCube.
Yeah,
I
know
love
I
that
know.
system. I love
I
it.
mean, and
Yeah, I
Metroid
can
Prime
go with that
3
with
was the
PlayStation
only
and
one
Xbox.
that was on the Wii. So, what are you doing? Off your phone.
Shame.
Yeah, very shameful. Besides,
We're
she
such
talked
a
to you about
shame.
that.
Shame.
Yeah,
Shame.
we should put a moment of shame in this. And every time we do this.
Hey, you got the editing program, so.
Oh yeah. Next time we do a podcast, I'll put face cam.
You brought
I'll
this
make
on
sure
yourself,
I'll put,
Charlie.
Yeah.
Back to E3.
Metroid 4.
But yeah, it's just I've been a really big fan of the series the whole time, and
Is this like an exclusive, or is it on?
I don't know. Is it a sequel to the other Metroid Prime games that I played? Because I only
Brains.
games.
Great.
Brains. I think she's excited.
No,
for
she said
not-
Grames.
Oh, Graves.
What
it's
the
it's
hell
okay.
is a grain?
I was just
Is it
about to ask her
is
that.
it a mix between a grape and a?
No, I meant to say
What?
games.
Well, she was.
Anyway,
Graves
yeah,
earlier,
anyway.
so.
It's just it's the 4th one, so it's just because we after Metroid Prime 3, we all thought that was the final one, but after so many years,
All of a sudden, there's like another one.
yeah, because
Is it-
Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3 was telling a story about. It was basically a story about this unique essence called Phazon that basically it was like very highly acidic in the first game, but it could also be utilized as like a power source, which and also it kind of mutates creatures at the same time, because that's basically what the final boss was. It was nothing more but like a floating Phazon organism.
So is 4 continuing the story?
I honestly don't know, and here's why I say this, because in number 2, it was also told in some logs you find in the game that a huge meteor, here's bleh, sorry. It's how glad I'm here. I'm glad they have the 4th one coming, but in the first one there was some logs saying that there was a meteorite that crashed into the planet you were on, and it basically spread Phazon throughout the planet. And throughout the logs you find in the second game, it said that a meteorite crashed into the planet you were on in the second game and created a parallel dark world to it.
Oh, that's what's up.
And number 3, when you progress further in the campaign, you actually learn that it was actually the meteors that you see in the 3rd game that caused what happened in the 1st game and the 2nd game. So it's all relative, because there's actually a giant planet made up of stuff. But here's what they figure out. It's not really like some kind of fuel or just ooze or anything. It's actually a living parasite.
Goddamn.
That's pretty cool.
And here's what's also cool. At the ending of the first game, when you beat the final boss, it actually tugs away this version of your suit called the Phazon suit, which you can use to be resilient to Phazon. And if you beat the game on 100% completion, you actually get a little bonus clip at the ending of an eye popping out in the ooze. And that is mostly the main boss that you fight in the second game, Dark Sense.
Alright, so From what I could tell, it sounds like at least 1 through 3 had like at least a single, like a single plot, a single objective.
Yeah.
So, so it sounds like 4 is like. It kind of sounds like the way Halo went about. Since, by the way, that's my favorite game franchise, so you're probably going to hear me mention something about it every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
24/7.
Yeah, well, not that badly, but
Here's the thing, though. A lot of people are questioning it because with Metroid Prime 3, you destroyed the whole Phazon planet.
Yeah.
And
it felt like you had a conclusion.
Yeah, and Phazon was literally gone, but if you beat
Yeah.
the game on 100% completion, you'll get a cutscene of Samus just sitting on the planet, remembering the bounty hunter friends she had that she had to kill that were infected by the stuff.
Mhm.
Then she takes off the power suit that she's in, gets in the ship, and flies off into the space. But you also get a little cutscene of a ship that is actually following her. And the ship that is shown at that clip in Metroid Prime 3 is one of the same kinds of ships that are in Metroid Prime Hunters. Because it's one of the bounty hunters, and I think it's...
Metroid Prime Hunters. Is that like almost like a spin-off?
I think so. It probably is, because it had nothing to do with like Phazon or anything, and it was
Yeah.
it was a DS version of it. It was a DS
I got
version
you.
of
So
Metroid
it
Prime.
was in the same universe, but in a different story. Which, by the way, that does seem like it could potentially work. Because the reason why I brought up Halo is that it's like 1 through 3 had like at least like one particular, plot that went about it, and even in its case, it had novels, to expand the lore. But the novels never like really until. They never really like actually directly affected the games. It was almost like they had the writers react to what the games were doing, and so that seemed to work out pretty well. So that way you don't have to understand what's going on in the game by having to go out of your way to read novels. And so that kind of puts. But the thing is that when the third one ended, it did kind of leave open an opportunity to continue the story with its legendary ending, which they tried before, but. The issue that 343 has been doing is that they've been relying way too much on people having to go out of their way to watch a little mini series, which they've done twice. They've required they require too heavily on like comic books, novels for people to go out of their way to read to understand what's going on in the main game. You should get it from the main game and not because. There's like a fan section of lore, and then there's a fan section of the actual game. They want to get their story through the game and not having to go out of the way to like buy or read a book or a comic or something like that, or have to watch this little mini show to understand what's going on in the game. And so a lot of people found that annoying, and also it probably limits the creative writing for the game developers when other people their work like directly affects it. So that's kind of an issue with that franchise had how they went about. However, in this case, what you just told me is that 1 through 3 never really had anything affected. The Hunters thing was sort of in the same universe, but never directly affecting it.
Yeah.
However, at the end, because the name Hunter sounds like it does make sense why they eventually could get involved, is that at the end of that, just with a simple cutscene to allow an opportunity to continue the franchise and the story. Is that you have a hint of the Hunters now just getting involved. So that can make sense, and it's in the game too. So that makes sense that where you can then build off from there, and that wouldn't really hinder you and stuff like that. And it still would make sense. Unlike how Halo went about it, where it kind of really almost became like a complete mess. And so that makes sense with this fourth installment. Because the reason why I was asking, because I noticed some franchises will have another one that will say, okay, so for example, the Far Cry games. Now they've done well, but the thing is that I don't really play them, so I was confused. I was like, is this like an actual sequel, or is this because I noticed like with the third one, it was very different from the first one.
I know.
A lot of them are actually in their own little.
Yeah,
exactly.
They don't
Here's
have
the thing.
their
But here's the
own
thing, though.
story.
Here's the thing, though. It's actually confirmed that all the Far Cry games are actually connected.
Okay.
Even actually, not the very first one, because the very first one was made by Crytek. And when Ubisoft decided to take it, like it made it their own, they decided to remake the first game, into Far Cry Instincts, the one where you get all the powers.
I didn't even know this existed. Instincts.
Yeah, because in this one, you play as the same character,
Yeah.
except that he's not an ex Special Forces Marine. He's actually like just a guy wanting to be on the boat out in the middle of the ocean, he's actually like a
Ex-Marine type.
ex arms dealer, and
Okay, that makes a
He
little
was-
bit more sense.
yeah, here's the reason. And the reason for the powers is because he happened to be near the old World War II island,
Oh,
where
shit.
this group of mercenaries decided to try to go and capture him for their employer's experiments that he was trying around the jungle's resources and
I've
stuff
only
like
played
that.
the first one, which from what I can remember, seemed like there was like, I don't know, like I never played it, but it seemed like it was like aliens or something like that. These like little dog-looking things that attacked him, and he gets infected, and now he has like this
Oh,
beast mode kind of thing.
yeah. Well, it wasn't dog things that attacked him.
Well, that was years ago, and I didn't complete it, so I don't.
Yeah,
know.
it was
It's
because
like a nightmare
the
too.
head scientist that hired the mercenaries, Dr. Krieger, was doing experimentations with anything on the island.
Oh, so it's just an experiment.
And
Okay.
Jack,
Okay.
and the protagonist Jack Carver, is actually one of the first succeeded attempts at mutation, but actually looks normal because he decided to be implanted with a regulator to slower the effects of the mutation,
Mhm.
which is granting him powers that was the only thing it's done worse to him is just make his arms look messed up.
Mhm.
Like this is just like superhuman, like
Yeah.
not like increased size or anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was because here's the thing: it's actually shown that one of the
It's just someone leaving.
it's actually shown that one of the bosses in Far Cry Instinct's one of the final bosses, the head mercenary Crow, he takes 4 times of the dose of the serum that you were given in the beginning, and when you start getting the powers, and you can actually see on the side of his face that it kind of turns into like a little lizard type of
Yeah, like he was
twig.
mutating.
Yeah.
And stuff. Like it seems like some beast, which when you got into that mode, that
Yeah, it just never happened to Jack because the regulator slowed it down enough to where it didn't really completely mutate what he looked like. It just made him super powerful.
yeah, I gotcha. Okay,
But yeah, it's actually said that
that
even
they're
at,
connected. in
yeah,
some way.
after Instincts and Evolution, which Evolution that was pretty good too. It was continuing where Instincts left off, several whatever from.
Yeah, because to be
Instincts.
honest with you, after a while, where it was just like Far Cry 3, 4, and 5, I thought it was one continuous story, but for a while there, it seemed like it was just like different
In a
stuff.
way, it is
It's
because
in the same universe.
people have ideas of
But
why.
that annoys me in terms of like a main story. It's like if you're going to put the name there, it has to be like one thing. But if you're just going to throw it on,
But
it's just-
I don't
here's
know
the
if I
reason.
agree with that.
Here's the reason though. People have ideas of how the main protagonist from the first game is connected to all of them. It's because he's an ex. Wake up! I'll tickle you to death. Anyway,
Keep going.
it said that Jack Carver, he's a arms dealer, and he decided to speed that back up again. So there's actually an antagonist in the second game called the Jackal, and people are wondering like who he is because he's also an arms dealer. So people are having speculations if that's Jack Carver.
I thought that.
But
too.
here's the thing, though. It doesn't show because it doesn't have it has a good depiction of his arms and such. And Jack's arms are pretty messed up, and plus his eyes are like yellow the whole time. So that's why I'm not really sure if that's him.
It might be him before. He said he was an ex-arms dealer.
That could
it
be
might
true.
be it before, because in the end, spoiler alert, everyone. In the end, your main of Far Cry 2, your main character and the Jackal basically sacrificed themselves to blow something up, destroy something. But it's believed that the Jackal made it out of there.
Yeah,
He may have survived, and then the events of Far Cry 1 happened after that.
yeah, that is true.
All right.
And then Far Cry 3, it said that even this is after the events of Far Cry 2. Like this is after the events of Far Cry 1. 'Cause it's like Far Cry 3 is staged in 2012, I believe.
Yeah, it's modern.
Yeah,
it
it's
was-
modern,
it was supposed
so
to be taken
they're
over,
thinking,
yeah, it's-
how did these pirates get all the guns and such? It could have been because of the Jackal.
Yeah.
Could have been because of Jack. And how did the people in Kirat get all the guns. It could have been because of the Jackal. Now for number 5,
I'm okay with them like connecting it, but it just
Yeah.
seems like but now it's just starting to sound like it's just stuff all over the place, and that's kind of annoying me. But
but
it'll,
Yeah,
like if it was like
stuff.
Far Cry, something different name. Far Cry
I want
this,
something.
Far Cry
I want something to connect at least, but
They probably
having
are
its own
leading to
different,
that.
having its own different story. I can understand.
but here's the thing I see about number 5. It's in the United States. It's actually because there's a cult of fanatics
Yeah.
wanting to, purge this town of evil. So they decided to round up people who are non-believers and, condemn them to their faith. But there's also a group of people who are trying to get these people out of here. So, and from what I've also heard, that you actually get to have your own character,
Yeah,
like you get to
customize
make
it.
up your character, and all that's good. So,
I like that.
yeah, see, they finally give you a Far Cry where you can actually, have your own character.
It's not an established character. It's
Yeah,
like
it's-
one that you establish and you immerse yourself into.
Yeah,
I
even
like
though most of the even though either character you picked in the second game was silent, except for when you meet them in the actual bars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, heck, if they have a choice in Far Cry 5 to be either male or female, then I guess I know who I'm putting in there first.
Anywho,
Wake up.
so let's get back to the E3
I'll go
because
next. I'll go next.
yeah, you throw in
Yeah, you go next.
You throw in your part.
I'm really looking forward to Middle Earth: Shadow of War
Okay.
because I was a huge fan of,
They did a
Shadow
good
of
job
Mortar.
with that
Shadow
one.
of Mortar. I love the Nemesis system.
Yeah.
How in that game, there was, for y'all who've never played the game, the basic concept is they have a Nemesis system. And in it, any orc in the game, for God's sake.
I know, she's just allowing this to happen.
Stop!
She's like a lazy cat. It's like,
Okay,
no,
guys.
man. This is
Okay, guys, stop it. But how it works is every orc in the game is important. There's no cannon fodder or anything. If one of them orcs manages to kill you, they become a war chief, a boss, basically.
Yeah, I did play the first one. I know exactly
I loved
what
it.
you're talking about. I did, because you see, here's the thing about that I was gonna say is that besides that system, that really gave it its own unique approach to it for its style of third-person gameplay. It really felt like a very just Assassin's Creed kind of thing, but the Nemesis thing, however, really did help
It pulled it up.
be more, pull it up and really separate itself just enough for me to where I actually did enjoy it and thought this was pretty good. But even then, to be honest with you, after a little while, I was like, I'm still feeling like an Assassin's Creed thing, and after years of Assassin's Creed, and
Yeah.
it really kind of bored the hell out of me, to be honest with you. I actually did eventually turn the game in.
Oh, man,
but
I still have mine. I still love it.
which is unfortunate because I did like aspects of it, but after a while, it was like there just wasn't quite enough to where it would make it, keep it and be more replayable. Which is why when it comes to Shadow of War coming up, I'm really hoping that this time around that they would that they're willing to take.
They got
another
army
risk.
building. The army building is another new thing.
Yeah,
Kinda
and that's the
adds
thing is
more
that
to
so
it.
far it still seems very similar to like it was before, but they're adding on to it, which is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is that I'm really hoping they would still want to take the risk and may push it another step forward and actually add more creativity. Because for me, when it comes to games nowadays, it's like very, very uncreative, I guess is a word to say it, or something like that. It's
Some
not
of them
very,
have been like that, yes.
there's
There has
so
been
many
that little-
reboots, so many like anniversaries, so many sequels. Because after a while, to be honest with you, it's like even with sequels, after a while, it just starts to.
It becomes less boring.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess in a sense, it kind of like drags it out or something like that. Because sometimes these sequels don't really have much to offer what was done before. Like that's what I'm saying in terms of creativity. Because I mean, you can still like you give a great story and all that, but
Yeah.
this is games. You have to have the player get themselves immersed and then play it to have
well,
fun.
that nemesis system did help the immersion because I mean it affects the
Yeah,
story.
that's- I
Because
absolutely
your
agree.
main nemesis, you will have a main nemesis in that game.
And it's going to even be bigger now in the
Yeah,
second.
yeah, and in that game, if you have my main nemesis, I still remember him.
Yeah.
He was like a blue orc. He had cuts all over his face because I beat
Oh,
his ass.
I know you're talking
I
about.
beat his
I
ass.
don't remember
100
his name at all.
No, you wouldn't know his name. Every playthrough is different.
Yeah.
Everything
Yeah.
is different.
No, but I know you're talking about. I have actually seen that when my friend played.
But yeah, he was a blue-looking orc. He had cuts all over his face because I had killed him so many times. And
24/7.
yeah, I killed him a lot. And then when it came to the final battle, he was still there. He was the one leading the enemy.
Yeah.
Actually, my main nemesis. And when I went and killed him, then when I beat it, came back, he was still alive.
And I like.
Yeah.
He got promoted to war chief, and then when I finally killed him, he was dead for good.
And
I felt like the Batman after the Joker died.
And
That's how-
and
that's
that's the
how
thing.
it felt.
And that's the thing in terms of storytelling is that overall it's fairly simple and straightforward. Luckily, it's a game that's supposed to be about the journey, like the experience, which is by the way a common theme in the Lord of the Rings, which is one of my favorite like stuff of all time. Now, to be honest with you, I kind of see. I think I kind of see where it's going because if it's going to stick with the the lore, the canon, based off its timelines that's taking place before the War of the Ring.
This is actually in its own little separate story. It's not canon.
How?
Because in the end of the new one, he makes a new ring.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to lead up to is that if you still have Sauron, who had him, the old elf guy, the one who actually made the ring that Sauron tricked, as you know, he is Sauron the Deceiver. Things of that. I mean, it's still very lore and canon. It's just taking place in that timeline because there's a massive gap of what took place of the first War of the Ring and then the second one. I mean,
what I mean is like it has a lot of its same canon, but it's not connected to the movies and books. It's its own little story about how it goes down.
I get that, but what I'm talking about is that if he exists in this world and he played that huge of a role, so is he going to end up being killed? Because if he successfully because if he successfully kills Sauron, then the original story that even started this whole thing no longer exists. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying is that I kind of see a route where our main character is either gonna somehow fail to get his vengeance and he just wanders off, or he ends up dying because he can't truly actually defeat Sauron.
Well, your main character's immortal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He just wanders off something, or he gets defeated and gets destroyed. That's what I'm saying is that because if he does get his vengeance, which is it's a revenge story. That's clearly what it's all about. That's why I was saying it's simple. If he does get his vengeance, which is on Sauron, and Sauron is defeated and everything, like completely. It's like because then you don't have the Lord of the Rings that we know of and everyone that even got inspired to make this in the first place.
I mean, you can still do that. I mean, it's not like it'll be not happening just because he kills them or anything. I mean, it's just it's its own little side story. They can do that. I mean, they have like Marvel comics where like the Punisher goes out and kills the whole Marvel universe, but that don't ruin it.
Yeah, they did the same thing with Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool
I mean,
literally
it's not
killed
going to...
everyone.
I mean, I can see either way. He could end up killing them, and it might just be its own little story, or not.
Another game I want to talk about that's coming up is Assassin's Creed Origins.
Oh my god.
Alright, well, anyway, we'll get to that. I just don't. It's already set itself up inside the lore because there's a large gap in the timeline of nothing happening. And he's only in Mordor most of the time, so that's why I'm like, I just see the story really only going in one particular destination since we already know this setup with it.
Well, we don't necessarily. I believe we don't know. You believe one thing, I don't. But Charlie, Assassin's Creed Origins.
Yeah.
I
Right.
feel like this game's about to be badass. I just feel like
They-
I love the trailer.
Have you never learned your lesson from the rest of these Assassin's Creed games?
She hasn't really played any of the other ones.
Oh.
I
Well, they've gotten bad.
Is it the Egyptian thing that's got you?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it's kind of the
That's-
selling point.
Yeah, that's all
From-
their goddamn
from
selling.
how
That's
they-
all of their goddamn selling points.
From how they protect, like,
the
show this-
protagonist demon.
No, he's dead.
Oh, that sucks.
Desmond.
Desmond, yeah.
Yeah, that's
From how they
This
proceed
is-
this one is that's when it all started.
Yeah, that's why it's called Origins. Like, this is how the Order was made in ancient Egypt.
I've lost just all, like, how the Assassins started, how they've ended, how all this is. I've just lost track of what's happened because they've said that the Order has died like 3 or 4 times already. They've said it's been rebuilt 3 or 4 times. They
Yeah.
say it's been, all that.
Wasn't there like something they had to do with like aliens or something like that?
Yeah, it's
Because
getting
I remember in Black Flag,
it's getting ridiculous.
yeah, like there was this
What?
like ancient like people who were incredibly advanced, and it was like it sort of was giving off the vibe that because it said we were created by them, so I'm like, okay, now are we doing like? Because since it was in the jungle, I was like, are we going a lost direction or something like that? All of a sudden, there's now aliens getting involved and
There
starting
were
to pop
aliens
up.
in Lost.
You wait a minute.
It's basically what it was, right?
Xenomorph?
No, not
What?
Xenomorph. No, that's the
Okay,
name.
I'm about
That's
to
just the
say.
name. No. That's just the name for
Wow.
like the Alien franchise. We're talking about like the
Space aliens.
yeah.
Oh no.
For apparently in Assassin's Creed, that apparently I'm
I
not really
just-
sure what it was.
I just
but
have lost track of this. The only reason I even play those is just to kill people. That's it.
Yeah, same.
It really felt.
And I only got Syndicate because I
That
watched.
kind of goes with what I was talking about. It really, after a while, it didn't really have much to offer, and it's just dragging on.
I know people hate Assassin's Creed 3, but I actually love that game.
Really? Assassin's Creed 3?
Yeah,
I
it's
didn't,
like the Revolution.
I didn't think it got.
No, people
bad.
say it was that people have panned it, but I think it was pretty good. They gave you a lot to do. You could manage like your own like little village, really. You could,
Oh, that I didn't give a shit about. I just want to go around and kill.
Yeah, same here. Same here. But you
Killing
could,
people.
The
you
wrong
could,
audience.
I
I mean, you have more ways to do it too. I mean,
I really did like the trailers in Assassin's Creed when they was like doing stealth attacks. That's the only thing I like.
There is no
Assassin's
stealth
Creed.
attacks. All you do is just run up and attack someone in broad
Like in
daylight.
smoke detected areas. That's what I like. The smoke detected.
Don't happen.
It's her ninja thing. And
I don't know either, man.
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm not really expecting it to be much because I have been known to say this, if you're going to make a game that's very similar to what was before, or let's say in this case a very linear game, then that means you better tell me a good fucking story.
Or else I want my fucking money back.
Well, yeah, and I was
Well, at least they didn't pump this one out like yearly. Like usually they get one out every year. This one took like 2
they
years.
were really close to doing that at one point. I do know that.
I
They
think-
actually were on their
we
way to
don't
doing that.
need another franchise.
Like, what would, I was about to say, yeah, I was about to say, that was my example of saying, if you're going to basically keep doing the same thing over and over again, you better give a legitimate good story, which after a while they don't give you one.
Let me actually, now that I mentioned it, let me just give a little brief thing about Call of Duty. Number 1, Call of Duty 1, good. Call of Duty 2, good. Call of Duty 3, good. Call of Duty 4, good. Call of Duty World at War, good. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, good. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, good. Black Ops 1 and 2, good. Ghost sucked! Let's see, what was after Ghost? Advanced Warfare?
Alright, right after
Advan-
Ghost was Advanced Warfare.
Advanced Warfare, it was okay.
Oh, wait, before Ghost, there was the second Black Ops.
Yeah, I already said Black Ops.
Oh,
Yeah, Black
I
Ops
didn't hear the
3
second,
said
Black Ops.
okay.
What about Black
So
Ops
Ghost,
2?
Advanced
That's what I
Warfare.
said. Black Ops 2.
Alright, so
Oh.
Ghost, Advanced Warfare, and then right after that, I believe, was Black Ops 3.
Okay, I played the whole story of that. It was mind fucking.
I think that was the whole
It was
point.
mind fucking.
That was the. There you go. They accomplished at least that.
Infinite Warfare. Here's the thing. I'm gonna say it right now. I'll only play it for the campaign, and I enjoy it
Oh, yeah?
more. Yeah, because I like sci-fi stuff.
Well, no, I like sci-fi
But
too.
here's the
Yeah.
thing, though.
I like sci-fi.
I'd like it more if they didn't portray it as Call of Duty. Maybe something.
Do
named
its
it.
own thing.
Standalone.
Yeah, because it looks like it'd be good
stand
as something.
alone. Sorry.
And Call of Duty, the new World War II Call of Duty,
That I actually saw bits of that. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might actually
I
get
will
that
say
because I
that-
stopped getting Call of Duties after
I
Modern
got-
Warfare 3. I was
Like
done.
I saw them and I just saw. I thought World War II was just pretty good.
Yeah,
you know,
and
They need to
its
go
old
back to
ways.
that.
Well, here's the thing: is that
But that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be good.
Well,
They could bamboozle us.
Well, yeah,
there.
that's
They could trick us with that shit. I mean, because
Yeah.
they have a good way of showing them damn game trailers and making it
Well,
seem
that-
like it's
that's
gonna
just
be.
called-
Well, because here's the
That's
thing.
called
Though. Here's the thing that we
marketing.
also gotta realize. At presentations, when they show the games, they show off what they have now, and then they keep working with the game. So like,
And
Is it-
half of
because-
those
okay.
are pre-rendered most of the time.
yeah, because here's the thing. Remember when I was watching the videos on Doom when it was first coming out?
Yeah.
Remember like back when the imps, they were the design for them. They looked like miniature Hell Knights, pretty much.
I don't remember that at all.
It was like at the E3 when they were displaying, or I think it was a quick E3 or something. But anyway, it was when they were first showcasing Doom, 2016, and they made the imps look like kind of like a little bit close to what they look like in Doom 3, but no eyes. So that's what kind of made them look like miniature Hell Knights.
Yeah. Because
Every-
initially they didn't have eyes,
Yeah. No, they had eyes.
like in 3 and some of the older ones.
Yeah. Them's always had eyes. It's just in 4, I mean,
They
well,
haven't.
the reboot, they decided, you know, if it's going to be a reboot to the original, why not make the imps kind of close to the originals?
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
All right. Oh, I almost forgot. So the whole Call of Duty World War II, that seems like it's a reaction to the fans' current state. Because the
At
one
least
thing,
they're actually listening this time.
yeah, because hey, we're gonna speak with our wallets this time around. If you guys ain't gonna, because for a while there, I will say in terms of like feedback, as they would say, like the 2013, 14, 15 year range around that time.
Yeah.
There's none of that. None of that.
They didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, until people probably started saying, yeah, okay, we'll use our wallets to speak our voice, because the more you start losing money, the more you're probably going to listen.
Especially after the whole fiasco when they made Modern Warfare Remastered. They made you. You had to buy Infinite Warfare.
Yeah, now they're doing it to where it's separate.
Yeah. Okay.
Now they're
Good.
doing
I might
it.
actually.
Yeah,
I
now
might
they're doing
actually end up buying that.
So that's the thing. So that's the thing with Call of Duty War II, is that it's a reaction, which is okay. It's okay to react to your audience and then basically adjust. But like what y'all said is that they better do it right, because you can, like you said, they can still mess it up.
yeah.
That can be it's my phone. Don't worry about it. It's like the issues that really, quite frankly, from what I can tell, just by what I've seen, it's sort of like what happened with Halo 5. It seemed like a developer's overreaction to fan overreaction. Because I will say, when I initially saw, like, let's say, like, written reviews and also YouTube videos of like basically reviews of like Halo 4 and how that was playing out.
Let's just hope they don't call their.
It wasn't
critics.
very constructive. It was very
Blah.
like just bluntly negative, and it wasn't really giving a clear picture.
Yeah, let's just hope they don't call their critics out like Teen Titans Go.
Well,
does.
yeah. Also, don't do that, because then you're just gonna piss them off, and now
Your ass will go.
You know
in
what?
the fucking-
Speaking of which, they were saying, there was some news saying that the creator of Teen Titans Go is going to do the same thing they did with Teen Titans Go to Samurai Jack.
You mother.
I told myself Cartoon Network better not
They
touch
said
Samurai
it's
Jack.
going to be called Young Jack.
You know,
Someone's gonna get their
Oh,
head
God.
kicked in.
someone's gonna get some.
I used to grow up watching Cartoon Network.
This is the God's honest truth.
We all grew up watching cartoons.
This is the God's honest truth. Nobody
I never
gonna
did
touch Samurai
Nickelodeon. That's why I
Jack.
said that.
That's the God's honest
Yeah,
truth.
no, they're gonna get. No one's gonna watch that after the season 5 thing. No one's gonna watch that.
After season 5 of Samurai Jack, that was done. Famoosh, Aku is dead and gone.
Yeah.
Kids ain't stupid. Kids are not that stupid. They ain't gonna watch
They ain't gonna be watching that. After Jack slayed on Ku, he's done and
Yeah.
gone.
So with with World War II, as long as they
Huh?
don't overreact,
Along with Ashi, which is bullshit.
and that the fans are like go back to the way, like, basically because because mainly the one thing I constantly heard about without the real constructive criticism, especially on the videos, was like stop with the sci-fi bullshit, jumping around kind of thing. Let's go back to what they were kept calling boots on the ground, which I get it, which was the style of gameplay.
Yeah.
That's mainly what I kept hearing was style of gameplay, which I'm like,
But the main reason
okay.
that was the style of gameplay was because it's kind of hard to make a game like that with vehicles.
oh yeah,
right now,
well,
with
even
a story.
and even then, Call of Duty took the people who made it, they took advantage of when it started, which was back in its the gaming World War II phase in the late '90s, early 2000s. You know, like Medal of Honor.
It was like 2001.
which
Call
was
of Duty?
PC,
Yeah, Medal of
I believe,
Honor's
before
dead
it went out to
now.
PlayStation 2.
No, when was it? When was first Call of Duty released? Was it 2000?
I think it was 2001.
I think so.
Because it was PlayStation 2 that I got it.
GameCube.
Finest Hours. That was
It was also
2003. Yeah.
it was also on GameCube.
I
I
do
think
feel
it was
like
like 2004 and 5 when Big Red 1 was then released, and then 2006.
That
with the
was
360
one of my
version.
favorite ones.
That was a
Yeah.
good one.
They went with a more story driven that time,
Yeah.
which was nice. But anywho, it's perfectly fine, like going back to the roots and stuff with that, as long as they do it right and they don't overreact. And like what happened with Halo after 4, where it was like fans overreacted to and not really giving a clear message of what it was they weren't really liking, and then
Here's another thing. I'm
Like
sorry to
regular
sorry to cut you off, but here's another thing I noticed about how like the first few and the newer ones are. In the
Yeah.
first few, you were just a soldier. You were just
Yeah.
like a regular soldier going through trying
and
to
then you
survive
added
the
more of the
battlefield.
story into it.
Yeah, and then and even in the stories, it was still you was just a soldier.
Yeah.
But now, you're like the main guy saving the world, stopping the terrorists
And
in
actually,
China and Russia.
That's a
where-
good point, because actually I do remember some people actually saying that was one thing they were kind of getting annoyed by it. That they found-
you're the guy who's saving the world.
Yeah, they
you
found,
can't relate to that.
Yeah, they found more interest. Like for example, like when they said they would like replay levels, they found more interest replaying the levels that were really more like straight up, battles, like it was in the previous ones, where you're just a soldier serving and fighting in like a war, sort of deal.
I mean, the first
Yeah.
one, yeah, I get that, it was still like that at first, yeah, for most of it, and then in the end, it ended up, you ended up kind of saving the world, whatnot, but...
And even then, it was like the stories weren't very interesting. Anyways, it was like basically a guy drunk with power. You got to go stop him.
And that,
Or
but, and,
vengeance.
yeah, and that can just happen really to any soldier still, like in the
Or
special
anything,
forces.
really, any genre.
In
Yeah.
the special forces, but now, when like in Modern Warfare, like when 2 and 3 came along, you're like the big ship trying to save the world and everything.
oh,
Yeah,
snap.
in a sense, basically, yeah.
Oh, snap.
We'll just really just kill one guy. But anyway, so we got that going. We got the Assassin's Creed thing. Me and my thoughts on the E3 2017. Very, like it wasn't very anything interesting, especially in some of the press conferences. Like PlayStation, it was like I didn't really see anything interesting.
On the PS4?
Yeah,
Oh.
PlayStation, Sony,
The
and
only
then
thing-
Xbox was just like basically doing the same thing. Their whole showing off with like the Xbox One X, which I don't really care about the name, but anywho, I don't think that's something to really talk about. But it's literally just the same console
one?
before that just is a little bit more powerful, runs a little bit
Yes! I'm so sorry.
Anyway.
Yes, the Xbox One X, I'm thinking about getting that too.
better. No, it's perfect. All right, I will say this: if you don't have an Xbox, and if you're looking to get into, let's say that
That's a good
console,
idea.
whatever, go ahead and get the Xbox One X. But what I'm saying is that if you already have an Xbox One, there's really not much of a point of getting this one. It just simply runs a little bit better. And in order to get the performance that it really boasts about, you'll have to go out of your way to get a new TV to really get that performance. And even then,
Yeah.
it's not really that much of a difference. It still functions pretty well, even on my...
It still functions the
other
same thing
issues
as a
with me.
regular Xbox One.
Yeah, and it really the only thing I want
Yeah,
to add to my Xbox
I mean,
One right now.
Think about it. If
is
we
bigger
get
memory.
another Xbox One X, it's basically going to be doing the same thing.
Yeah, but if we get like another one,
Well, I just
then
don't
I mean,
want.
you could probably
I just don't
Yeah,
want
there
that.
you go. So you got online play, and you can get one that's.
Can you still
super
play?
good.
Well, 'cause here's the
on-
thing.
The Xbox One,
Oh.
One X can play the Xbox One. It can also do the backwards 360 compatible, and they're also working on a program to have original Xbox games be able to.
But what about newer releases? Will you still be able to play
Yes.
them on your regular Xbox?
Yeah.
For the Xbox One? Yes. You can
Yeah,
still
because
do
it's
that.
the same thing.
It's just more powerful.
It's just the
More
console's
power.
different because it's just the graphics.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
okay,
graphics is
okay.
more realistic.
Okay,
And
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to have to shell out
Yeah,
half
it's
my
like a-
half
yeah.
my fucking paycheck.
No,
for a
don't.
new system,
That's why I'm
you know?
saying. That's why I'm saying when it comes to this new console, ultimately, if you already have an Xbox One, there's really not much of a point to get a new one.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
you know what,
because that's what
babe,
I
I
got.
don't
And it works
think-
fine. Had that thing for years.
I don't-
Yeah, really, all you need is more memory, which is why I need to buy
I mean, I
an
got a hard
external.
drive. Yeah, I got an
That's,
extra
yeah,
hard
exactly. Where the,
I don't want our
think
son. I don't want our son to break that damn expensive thing. So I'm gonna have to beat the beat down on him.
What?
Anywho, to finish up my E3
Yeah,
2017,
I'm talking to you.
Every-
about that.
every other
What?
one was very sort of, I guess you could say average. They weren't really actually offering anything. EA with its showcasing the only thing it really has at the moment, which is Battlefront 2, which in my opinion, yeah, Battlefront 2 looks like this time around when they actually paid attention what people said, they're actually, I think it will be good,
And it's gonna have
like it
single
should have
player.
been, yeah, and that it should have been the first time around. Which,
I hope they have Conquest like the original
oh,
Battlefront 2.
Galactic Conquest, no, it doesn't look like they do.
Mother.
I know, I'm really upset about that. I really like
Yeah.
Galactic
Wait,
Conquest.
which game is this?
Battlefront
Star
2.
Wars
The
Battlefront
Battlefront 2, the
2.
reboot.
Oh,
thing
that is my
Remember,
shit.
you know
But
how?
here's-
Remember?
Sorry, I just want to. I didn't quite finish.
Oh, that's
I'm
okay.
sorry. But here's the thing with EA is that they said that, like, for example, so Titanfall is that they said that they're looking forward to really like making this one of their big franchises moving forward. So I'm like, so let's like focus on like trying to like really showcase more of Titanfall 2 rather than this like along with your show to go along with Battlefront 2 and some form or fashion of that sense. I mean, because like the other stuff they talked about were like more like Battlefield 1 has the what is it, Rise of the Tsar? No, not Rise of the Tsar. Forward of the Tsar expansion or something like that.
Yeah.
Which
And Verdun.
yeah, well they already did that with the French one. That was
Yeah, the French one. That's what I said. Yeah.
well, it's already out. I'm talking about showcasing that at E3.
Uh,
It's okay.
I'm so tired.
And there wasn't really much of anything else after that, but I'm like, let's just really focus on like Titanfall 2, which is actually something good, and it's having
I
some
actually
issues.
thought that the Titanfall franchise was kind of all.
I never
Well,
played them.
the first one has some issues, which they seriously, thank goodness they
The first
fixed
one
it.
doesn't
The
have a
second one-
campaign.
No,
But, no, it does.
Oh, it does?
Yeah. Alright, here's how bad that was.
It's
when
like
I started,
Blink.
when I started a campaign, it took me
okay.
2 missions in to realize I'm playing the campaign.
Well, I'm
I
not
thought I was
gonna-
playing multiplayer first.
I'm not gonna lie, I like Brink. Brink
I-
was a pretty good game.
It disappointed me. That was like the first game I really pre-ordered. The guy that game disappointed.
Anyway, at
What
least
game
Titanfall
system
2
do
was
you
alright.
got, Davis?
Xbox One,
Which
PlayStation 4.
tera you got the 500 gigabyte or 1 terabyte Xbox One?
I have an external hard drive.
Yeah.
I'm not lying right now. Every time she's talking, she's literally tickling my whiskers.
Ah.
Alright. I don't feel like dragging this E3 thing out anymore because I think we're all kind of starting to wind down. So
Yeah, I don't have much energy
Let's-
left.
let's-
I'm crashing.
yeah, so we'll do a quick little Shadow Dwellers thing.
Hooray.
So for in terms of artwork, we've already pretty much got our 4 main protagonists pretty much set up. Both for the Patreon, we can even probably show it in the background for this podcast to show it off to you folks. We also got some going on Facebook, so y'all have to check that out. And right now, we're gonna get ready to start on our 3 antagonists, our 3 main
Which
characters
is
for that.
Viper.
Don't give the names.
Well, okay. Well, since
We
we
can
already,
say Viper.
Okay.
What
yeah.
is-
She's in there since like series 1.
Okay. Well,
1 and 2, and that's
1
it.
and 2, and that's it.
And actually, technically, one of them is a little later. But anywho, so we're gonna get some artwork started with those guys very soon, and then we're gonna make plans and preparations to start getting artwork.
And
for
we're gonna
all of our other
and we're,
side characters.
and we're gonna be planning on making more character weapons for the supporting characters and for the protagonists too.
Yeah.
You get us that money, and I'll be able to do it faster.
Yeah.
The reason why some YouTubers say is that they don't make their videos as often anymore because well they need jobs.
Yeah, we need.
They have revenue recent.
Food
issue.
is not free, apparently.
Food is expensive.
Anywho,
And
so that
so is air.
yeah. So
Apparently, this
and-
air
yeah.
tax is fucking.
so anywho, so that's the
Wait,
the
this
reason
air
that they-
what?
This air tax. This tax they're
I thought
giving
you said
us.
air. I thought you said air match or something. What?
They're gonna find some way to tax you. Us.
All right, so how we closing this off?
So that's pretty much the last update for the show. That's pretty much it for everything. I'd like to say goodbye from the Cold Train.
And Dave's the Game Lord.
Charlie, the Konoichi princess.
And you guys know who I am.
Psycho Knight 141.
Yep.
There you go. So later, folks.
Later.